My name is Anton and I'm from Ukraine. As a freelance developer living with cerebral palsy, tasks like typing and speaking can be difficult, which limits my ability to communicate effectively. My first laptop only had DOS, and there were no accessibility features available. To type a parenthesis, I had to press Shift+9, but I could only use one finger, so I had to hold Shift with my nose. If you try working like that, you'll quickly understand why I couldn't afford to fix my code many times. Text can compress a vast amount of information into a small set of symbols. I assess which ones are necessary for communication with ChatGPT and which ones I can omit entirely. For me, it's not the power of the language, but the ability to make it short. AI has played a significant role in simplifying complex physical actions and enhancing skills that are challenging for me due to my disability. I realized early on that I was different from others and encountered discrimination and inequality at a young age. Even though I was a capable student, the lack of information about the experiences and lives of people with disabilities played a significant role. At that time, I was torn between stereotypes about disabled individuals and my own abilities. And I managed to learn that language in 1 month. So I started to learn more and more programming languages. I was about 14 when I created my first program.
Anton's first program was a game, like usual platformer with balls, but it was funny, and my first try was to draw something for his games.
Later on, it became easier for me to write code as I learned about autocomplete. I am not satisfied with just quantity, but also quality. That's why I continue to search for new ways to optimize my workflow. Gradually, I learned Git and started using private repositories. My first programming job was at 25, and my first clients were found through social networks. They saw how I helped other people and gave me a job. I always inform my clients about my disability. Moreover, I present it as an advantage because it provides me with extensive experience in solving complex and unconventional problems.
From childhood, he always trying physically to get better, like level up. In morning, he go on a cold shower outside, on a garden. Yay! He work out in gym. He always trying to get his soul and body more strong.
That's what it sounded like in Kyiv this morning as Ukrainians faced down the reality of a Russian invasion.
Russia started bombing Ukrainian air bases and other military installations around the country.
When the war started, I was focused on becoming independent because I saw how challenging life could be. But the situation in Ukraine became critical, and I was forced to leave.
It was my 23rd birthday, and Anton came to my room at 5 a.m. and said, "The war is started. Happy birthday, sister." For me, it was very, strange morning.
The first phrase I uttered was, "Hey, sister, happy birthday. You know what? We're heading to Slovakia soon. Start packing bags. Oh, by the way, a war has started." I faced difficulties with sarcastic humor, and that time was no exception. Yevgeny and I have been friends for many years. Several years ago, he moved to Slovakia. Partly because of Yevgeny, we made the decision to move to Slovakia as quickly as possible after the war started.
I was starting my career and I just tried to find online some tutors who can help me. And Anton was one of those. I just wrote to him, asked if he can help me for free because I haven't had money. Then we just started communicating. He helped me with some homeworks. He tried to explain in writing what's going on in the code, how I can make things better. Usually I wanted him just to give me an answer, and he's like, no, you should come to the answer by yourself and not like just me doing the homework for you.
Django? Для чего Django?
As much as he can, he tried to help Anton, because Anton like mentor for him, and he find for us apartment, so he take care and help us very much.
My life didn't change much in Slovakia, because even in Ukraine I had a very basic lifestyle, because almost all day I work on my own projects or I work on freelance projects. I can literally delve into a problem for days and nights, reading scientific articles, searching for any possible ways to at least partially solve the problem.
When you hire him to work on a project, you can be sure it will be done like the best way it can possibly be done. But at the same time, for him, it's not the best thing to have this trying to do everything perfect. In IT, it's rarely possible.
Developers should occasionally limit themselves. Trying to accomplish tasks with limited access to external libraries or tools can foster creativity and encourage developers to find alternative solutions by experiencing the frustrations and limitations firsthand. It is crucial to promote information about disabled developers among other disabled persons.
We spent a lot of time together. He pay for living, for food, such things, and I take care of house, and I made my art. So we can, how to say, live in some kind of symbiosis. For me, waving and coding a little bit similar. In coding and in waving, you're writing the new line, trying to figure it out how it will be and how will look final result.
When I first heard about GitHub Copilot, I was doubtful that it could handle such a complex task as coding. But I was surprised at how helpful and relevant the suggestions it gave me were. Sometimes, it even seemed like it could read my mind because it would suggest code that I hadn't thought of yet. Although this particular aspect of AI may not be widely discussed, it possesses the power to counter my pessimism by presenting optimistic alternatives, helping me overcome mental challenges.
Both of us were hard workers, and it's nice to have someone who you can speak to. Sometimes we have evenings when I just come, there is Lera, Anton, we can just chill out, have some drinks, talk.
И опять буду работать, потому что всем заказчикам нужно чем быстрее, и вот это все, и да. Чтобы вы понимали.
Life is not always easy. And sometimes you're like, I have some problems, like I can't finish this, I can't do that. For me personally, having Anton around really pushes me. It motivates me to, pushes me forward.
A few years ago, I realized that I could hide forever, or I could gradually start opening myself up to the world, publishing my code, and striving to make it potentially open and accessible. While it's possible that no one may read my code, the mere thought that someone could read it compels me to write it more responsibly and cleanly. I can now not only write the code itself but also detailed comments, documentation, and project descriptions. Previously, I physically couldn't afford to do this. I firmly believe that AI has enormous potential to make a positive impact on the lives of people with disabilities. Through my active engagement in studying machine learning and conducting research, I aim to harness the power of AI for the betterment of our lives. It has truly assisted me in pushing beyond my limits.